We're gonna do an anime review on the 97 version of Berserk, okay? So obviously it's based off the Berserk manga. It's telling the same tale that the Golden Age arc does. It begins with Guts just being this lonely mercenary. He's soon picked up by Griffith and the Band of the Hawk, right? Guts embarks with the Band of the Hawk for the next like 3 years or so, fighting like through all kinds of battles and shit, right? There's even like, there's a super sick ass battle where Guts ends up killing like 100 dudes, and like it really makes Guts like think about like why he's fighting for all these dudes, right? Is it for Casca? Is it for himself? Like, we don't know, right? Who fucking knows? Like, he even says like during the anime, he's like, I don't know who I'm fighting for right now, you know, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just gonna fight and kill all these people, right? He kills a fucking 100 dudes, and it's super fucking tight. It's so fucking sick, dude. Like, that's like the coolest part of this anime, in my opinion. Anyways, moving on. Griffith, he's trying to fucking get it with the princess for obvious reasons. You know, he's trying to climb his way up the ladder, right? And she's cute, you know, she's cute. Guts overhears a conversation later on between the princess and Guts that he can't get past it. Basically, Guts is talking about how, like, who he considers an equal, and it's essentially not someone that's serving under him, more or less. And this is right after, like, Guts has to, like, he's fucking killing people for him and shit, right? Like, he kills the uncle of that one chick that he's, like, flirting with right now. After that, Guts is like, fuck this shit, you know, I think I'm gonna bounce, you know? So Guts ends up leaving. He leaves the Band of the Hawk. So basically, once he leaves the Band of the Hawk, Griffith ends up getting caught because he like freaks the fuck out. He's like, I can't fucking deal with this shit, you know? My fucking right-hand man just left me. He bangs the princess. He ends up getting caught. He's tortured for like the next like year or so, while the Band of the Hawk is like scraping by with Casca leading them, which is awesome, by the way. She's doing a great job, but you know, shit's all fucking crazy and shit. Guts ends up risking his life once again to save Casca. Like, he finds out all this shit's going down. He ends up saving Casca. They bang under a waterfall. It's super crazy. And then later they go and rescue Griffith. But they find out that he's all like fucked up and shit because he's been like tortured and shit for like last year. He can't walk and shit. He's all fucked up. So like they're trying to decide like what the fuck to do with him and shit. You know, they're like, what the fuck do I do? And then Griffith is like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go find my fucking egg that he lost. He ends up finding it in this pond. He finds his egg, and then it's like perfect moment, you know, right? Like the eclipse and shit starts happening. So this is a part in the anime where Griffith sacrifices himself. He sacrifices himself and his allies, you know, like to essentially make him part of the God hand, right? And it essentially makes him like untouchable by humans. Like, he's literally a fucking god. So it's insane. It's insane. It's hard to watch, honestly. Like, it's hard to watch the rest of the anime because like fucking like Casca just gets like brutally raped by Griffith right in front of fucking Guts. You know, he has to sit there and watch it. It's crazy. It's insane. And then it just abruptly ends. The entire anime, it just abruptly fucking ends. I want to watch it now that you've ruined it. Hey, fuck you. Go get fucked. This is a spoiler alert, by the way. As far as the review is concerned, I love the fucking artwork. I absolutely love the way it was drawn. It had some like crazy brutal scenes, especially considering it's from 97, which I want to sit here and say that wasn't that long ago, but let's be real, that was a long fucking time ago. As far as the music's concerned, I wasn't a big fan. I'm sorry. I hear a lot of people say that they like the music. I just didn't like it. I remember there is some music in the anime that I did like some of the filler music during the anime. I wasn't a huge fan of the intro music, though, and outro music. Intro, outro music, I didn't give a fuck about. Interim music, yeah, pretty good. Characters, they're pretty much all essentially the same from the Golden Arc. So, you know, Griffith is awesome, obviously, up until the end. Or is he? Guts is obviously the coolest. And they do a great job, like, emphasizing his strength in the anime. I know I'm like one of the weirdos here that's going to sit here and say that I did genuinely love the 2016 anime more, purely in the sense that like it really like does a great job of like showing those scenes where he just like Guts just like cuts people apart. To be completely honest, in this anime, Casca is a little more annoying. I don't know if this is more closely tied to the manga or not, but I like her more in the 2012 movie. I feel like in the 2012 version, they put a lot less emphasis on like her just being a chick, and it's just this kind of like on and off, like sort of like attraction / love story between Guts and Casca. Like they kind of focus more on that. Like they focus a little less on her being like a woman, and like just a little more on like she's just another warrior that's like slowly falling in love with Guts. You know what's funny? I don't want to sit here and talk shit about Casca because, like I said, I overall I think she's a cool character, but it's kind of funny if you think about it because like she's kind of like in love, whatever, with Griffith, for the most part. But the fucking moment that Guts establishes his dominance over Griffith at the end, like when he leaves the Band of the Hawk and Griffith's like, no, remember I said I fucking own you and shit. And then like they have that standoff and like Griffith goes first, like he fucking cuts first and then fucking Guts is like, fuck you. And he fucking hits him, overhead attack, but he stops at the last second, obviously, and doesn't kill Griffith. But I mean, he won, right? Like, if he wanted to, he could have killed him right there. Like, he won. That fucking moment. And then Guts leaves. Doesn't even look back. Doesn't even fucking look back like a fucking boss, dude. Cool guys don't look at explosions. And Casca's just sitting there with her tongue rolling out like a fucking cartoon, It's like Bugs Bunny scene. I don't blame her. I was a fucking Guts stan since day one. I do love Griffith, too. I'm not gonna sit here and say Griffith did nothing wrong. Fuck that guy. But Griffith was cute. Griffith is super cute. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm a Guts stan all the way. Griffith, a bitch from day one. He was kind of a bitch from day one, right? Like he is and he isn't. I mean, he's definitely a bitch. He was totally okay with just like sacrificing everybody that he ever maybe cared about, or did he care about them? I feel like he did. I feel like he did care about them, but at the end of the day, he cared more about having power. He came from nothing, and he decided that he wanted everything. He saw the stack of bodies that he was responsible for. That is such an interesting, like, philosophical topic, because it's like Griffith saw the amount of bodies that had accumulated over the years. All of this is going to be for nothing if I don't take this one final step. It's all for nothing. But what was it for, though, at the end of the day? What was it for? Was it for good, or was it for evil? Or was it for the lulz? He had to do it for the clout. I guess at the end of the day, we don't really know what he did it for. As far as an overall rating, it's hard because I hate the way that this anime ended. It ended so abruptly. I could be wrong and overspeaking here, but I'm pretty sure it ends so abruptly because that's where the manga was at the time. So there wasn't really much to go off of. And then obviously it never got picked up again. So it's hard. It's hard to give it a good score. I don't want to necessarily dock it because of that. But at the same time, it's like, this is all I have to watch. And it so abruptly ends. Overall, I thought it was absolutely amazing. I would give it an 8 out of 10. So bottom line, I really think it was an amazing anime. Like I said, 8 out of 10. That's a pretty good fucking score. And I think you should watch it. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So, cut